You are welcome back to African Colonization TV. We goes into Nigeria, the issue concerning Nigeria and the problem surrounding Nigeria. Everybody is seeing the problem that the country is facing. Nigeria is facing the problem of terrorism, genocide, division, and corruption, and the rest of them. So many problems. So as it is, Donald Trump has issued help, and the Israel has issued help to help the country. But every day we keep hearing different things and different stories. So let's dive into today's heading. It says, North threaten Trump, claim Nigeria can never be divided, and it's unnegotiable. They don't need US and Israel help on Nigerian issue. So this is the main problem here. This is the main problem. You have seen the whole thing that is happening. How can you claim that Nigeria did not need US and Israel help when the Christians in Nigeria, every day they are going down, every day and night? Nobody is safe. You cannot come out from your house when it is night. You cannot walk on the streets when it is daytime. You come out, either you've been kidnapped or somebody will shoot you, or one thing or the other will happen to you. So now you have seen the foreign power that want to come to help you to stop this issue of terrorism, and you are claiming that you don't need the US and you don't need the Israel on Nigerian issue, that they are coming to divide Nigeria. If it is the vision that will help the situation Nigeria is today, let it be. So let it be. Let's divide and let peace reign, because the system everybody is today, it is not what we are expecting. People, they are claiming that Nigeria is unnegotiable, Nigeria is indivisible, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that, but still you claim that you don't want Nigeria to be divided, but you don't want to do the right thing. Well, this our brother, he explained a lot of things concerning the issues surrounding the Israel and the Nigeria. So I would like you to watch the video to the end. Don't skip any part of it. As you're about to watch, like, subscribe, and share the video. Go around, let others see things that is going on in Nigeria.
Terrorist group are Muslims. All the terrorists in the world.
There's never been one Christian terrorist.
One Christian group that come to attack people, raising, shouting, hallelujah, oh praise the Lord. There is no single one in the world. But when you go, Al-Qaeda are Muslim. Their leader, Saif, Osama bin Laden, he's Muslim.
Yes.
Al-Shabaab, Muslim. Boko Haram, Muslim. Houthi, Muslim. Hamas, Muslim. Harakat al-Mujahideen, Muslim. Ansaruddin, Muslim. All the terrorists in the world are Muslim.
My God.
The northern political platform, headed by the Sultan, have responded to Donald Trump, saying that the Nigerian state should not be broken, citing that the unity of Nigeria is sacrosanct. You know, I've heard this word most times, but the irony here is this. Those who are saying that Nigeria should not be divided are the very reason why Nigeria wants to be divided. The very reason why most of us want to go is because of the same northerner that don't want Nigeria to break. I mean, if you ask, who does the irony fall upon, the southerner or the northerner? You are the very one that have refused that Nigeria should grow. You have placed religion above the fundamentals that aids life to move forward. We want to progress, but you want religion not to progress. We want competitive spirits that bring the best in us, but you want things to be handed to you freely, right from independence. We have a situation where you will not allow Christians to become vice chancellors of universities in the north. You have a situation whereby you give lower cutoff marks to students from north, but decide that we from the south must score very high. The hurdles from the southerners is high, the hurdle from northerners is low. And you don't want a situation where it is this same north to say that certain people, because of their religion and because of their tribe, can never be present, and yet you want us to be one. Where do you think this irony is going to take us to? Where do you think this irony? You see, it's an insult on the sanity of human mind to see that the Northerners are the one fighting for the oneness of Nigeria. It will seem as if it's coming from a place of concern, from a place of bonding together and not allowing fractures to come into what is good for everyone. Nigeria is not good for everyone. Nigeria is not good for everyone. Imagine this guy, this security guy, where somebody that is called that has no degree and all his certificate now F9. Yet he's handling he's handling a big security post in Nigeria. I mean, how can we continue like this? You want Nigeria to be one and use the one sacrosanct. Now, one the only English way London politicians are be sacrosanct. That means the unity is divine. It should not be tempered because it is what the unity of Nigeria is what has led us. No, sir. No, sir. Everything that is the reason why Nigeria should break comes from the north. The hatred, the bias, the dislike. You cannot allow churches to survive. You cannot allow Christians to survive. You cannot allow non-northerners to survive. It's all about hate, unaliving, killing, buying, everywhere, destruction. And you want Nigeria to be one with this northern retrogression going on with northerners, with all this their backwardness. Allow your children to go to school. You say no. You want to preserve Almajiri. Allow us to live well, where we keep animals where they belong. You say no. We and cows must live together. I was in Abuja the other day. I saw cows roaming freely in front of Secretariat. Cows and human beings are now using the same pavement, the same sidewalk. You get me? Small time now, we and cow go, they enter boutique, they buy jeans. Now where would they head up? Where would they head up? And you say Nigeria should not break. Where other countries are evolving into, a more cosmopolitan lifestyle. Who they drag space with cow for Nigeria here? And you want Nigeria to be one? Spare me the bullshit. Spare me the rubbish that Nigeria's unity is sacrosanct. How? When politicians will say that northerners cannot vote for southerners. When our politics is rigged. Where we have turned the country where corruption and criminals are now idolized. Malami, who is claimed to sponsor terrorists, came down from an airport and people are hailing him. He's coming down majestically as James Bond, as a movie star that needs to sign autograph. This country has to change. This country has to change. You want Nigeria to be one? When you cannot tolerate, you cannot feel you are equal with other tribes and religion. How does that make sense? Please make it make sense to me like a 6-year-old. Nonsense. Don't provoke me. Don't provoke me. I'm so provoked to the extent that I want to believe that violence is not a monopoly of any tribe, religion, or region. You want to live in peace? Learn how to tolerate. We are the ones that bring people with vast education. Rather than promote education in your youth, you promote the recitation of Quran. How does knowing the Quran from begin to end produce aeroplane or manufacture basic necessities that produce life? In the north, you place religion above human existence. In the south, we promote competition, progress, evolvement, and development above religion. We cannot live together. We cannot live together. And the fact that you place this religion above human existence, you wouldn't even allow people with a different culture or mentality to live their own life. You say your religion is number one, but you don't tolerate my ogogoro. I bring your ogogoro to your place, you break it. You bring my cow to your place, I tolerate it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If you are afraid that Nigeria should not be broken, or if you truly want Nigeria to be one, and you truly also believe that the unity of Nigeria is sacrosanct, then you have to learn to tolerate the people that are not from North with their culture. For instance, I'm not saying you should take my gogoro, but allow me to take my gogoro to your place, because I allowed to bring your cows to my place. Don't stay in a moral high ground that you are the one who is to decide what is good and what is bad. Ogoro is bad, but cow destroying places is good. Nonsense. you want Nigeria to be one. Unity of Nigeria is sacrosanct. Not true now. Abemona, get out, I beg.
The truth must be told, and America is on the issue of Nigeria now. They are going to give America the options. They are going to give Donald Trump the options on how to do with Nigeria so that there will be peace and people will stay on their own. Yes, I've told you guys that people are suggesting 4 states. Some are saying 3, some are saying 6. So, but these guys that knows us more, you know, they know everything about Nigeria. I don't need to tell them anything. So they are on it. Anytime they brief Donald Trump, I guess we are going to hear it and we are still going to, you know, broadcast it. So, but the truth is that people are ready to go. People are ready to go and live their life in peace. The oil deposit, the gas deposit, people are not even enjoying it. These things are going to end up in the hands of these people. These guys have entered everywhere. They have entered everywhere, the government and anywhere. This one, they are accusing Malami of using Nigerian money, you know, anyhow, to do whatever he wants to sponsor. You see to it. So that is the game. Actually, the plan is that to avoid these people from misusing the resources that are,
and set the record straight on so many misconceptions out there regarding President Trump's plan to deliver the persecuted Christians of Nigeria. There have been a lot of videos, people saying all kinds of stuff. I've seen too many emergency political analysts or geopolitical analysts saying all kinds of stuff just based on certain templates that they were already used to. But understand this, like I always said, international politics is very fluid and it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of stuff. It's something that changes with time. And if you don't flow with the change, you're going to get carried away by what you are coming from. For instance, if you had an experience with a particular president of the United States of America, you might be standing the risk of translating the actions of the next president of America based on the experience you have with the previous president, forgetting that policy changes happen when presidents change. Okay? And there are so many other dimensions and dynamics that actually are not static. They are very dynamic. So you have to be flexible and dynamic enough to be able to understand what is going on. Now, let's come down to what has been going on. You know how that there has been a massive campaign, a massive outcry, in fact, global outcry against Christian genocide in Nigeria. You know how that started, how that Bill Maher, the American journalist and comedian, how that he raised alarm, and then the thing caught fire all over the place and everybody started talking about Christian genocide in Nigeria, and all the madness that's been going on in Nigeria began to come out now because the mainstream media never reported any one of these things. But today, the rest is history. Everybody now knows about the genocide that's been going on in Nigeria for the better part of the last 15 to 17 years, if not even more than that. And nobody was talking about it in the media. All we've been hearing about was Palestine, 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 Palestine. And the moment President Trump decided to step in, people began to claim that, oh, he's trying to come and take our oil, he wants to take our minerals and all kinds of stuff. And I've had to address that in the past. But now, let's cut straight to the chase, right? I want to give you a historical background of why we are where we are today. I want to tell you exactly what is going to happen and why what is going to happen is actually going to happen. Many people do not know where this whole thing started. You know that Bill Maher made a video and everybody started talking about the genocide, but you don't know what happened before that. I told everyone in one of the videos I made, I think that video needs to be showed. Maybe I'm just going to play that video for you to see briefly, so you can see how that I spoke about Israel's involvement. And just in the last week alone, a lot of people have now seen Israel has come out in the open and talked about this. In fact, the day the United States of America bombed Sokoto, the Lakurawa terrorist group, their base in Sokoto was bombed. The same day that Donald Trump ordered for the bombing of that base, that terrorist base, it was that same day that Benjamin Netanyahu, for the first time in his Christmas Day message, mentioned the Nigerian situation. This was probably about a week or two after I had made a video to tell you guys that Israel is definitely going to get involved in this, because Israel is going to stand a major risk if the terrorists of Nigeria are allowed to gain access to the oil wealth of Nigeria. Listen briefly to that video right now.
Of all the three major tribes in Nigeria, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, the Igbos are the only ones who have staunchly, vehemently resisted the introduction and imposition and spread of Islam in their territory. They have resisted it vehemently. Till this day, Igbos make up 99.something% Christian or animist or traditional worshippers. And that's why they don't take Igbos for granted. They're going to plan well. They're going to use everything within their power, and they will invade, and they will hit, and they will hit from every corner and make sure that everything bows to them so that they can take. But you know the caveat here. Going to Igbo land isn't just about taking them because of the fact that they have not allowed Islam to thrive. There is something. The oil. The eastern part of Nigeria is the oil belt. And everybody is scared that the moment they lay a hold on the oil belt, that Abuja will be the next one that will fall. And when that happens, you have a whole nation, the most populous black nation on earth, with the biggest oil wealth you can think of in Africa, in the hands of terrorists. Do you see how quickly they will spread their extremist ideology across the continent of Africa? And how that they will now be able to fund serious attacks on Israel. Israel will probably be the hardest hit from what will happen in Nigeria.
At the time I was making this video, nobody believed that Israel was going to get involved. But then, by the time you finish watching this video today, you will understand how that Israel had been involved from day one. I will tell you how that happened, who made it happen, and why Nigerians must brace themselves for what is coming, because there is no going back at this stage. Let's go back to many years ago. The Bauchi state governor was on Channels Television, and Chamberlain and a few other guys were asking him questions about a topic that came up that people were rumoring on. Everybody thought that topic was just rumors. They were just a lie. The guy literally came out and admitted that the Nigerian federal government was funding the influx of Fulani people from all over the world. Like literally the border was being collapsed completely for Fulanis to walk into Nigeria in droves from different parts of Africa. He mentioned Gambia, Senegal, all over the place. This happened, and the guys were so confused. I mean, I remember watching this live when that happened. I was as confused as the journalists who were asking the governor, what are you talking about, sir? Are you really saying that these guys are going to be allowed to come into Nigeria funded by the federal? And the guy was busy saying that the Fulani man is just a global citizen. Can you imagine the lunacy? How ludicrous this is, that the Fulani man is a global citizen, that wherever he lands is his own country. If he lands in Bayelsa, Bayelsa is his place. He's indigenous to Bayelsa. If he lands in Enugu, then he's indigenous to Enugu. If he lands in Sokoto or Kano, he's indigenous. If he lands in Benue, he's indigenous to Benue. Can you imagine this? This actually happened. And just so that we don't argue too much about this, I want you to listen. Just take a few minutes and listen to some excerpts from that video.
I said there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries, who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do.
Oh yes. It is very, very shocking. You all have seen what is happening and what is going on. No wonder whenever people speak, they will be trying to close them. And these have shown the full detail, the full history and the background of the problem Nigeria is facing. These people, their mind is that they are the owner of, in fact, the citizen of the world. This governor, he said it by himself. It is not about fake, or it's not about AI. This one is a personal and is a life something. He said it by himself. So everybody that is Fulani, they believe that they own Nigeria, they own the world, and they own everywhere. And there are some of them that used to complain that is a foreigner, meaning that they know everything that is happening. This issue of terrorism and other things, they know everything that is happening in Nigeria. The government knows everything. It is not something about to hide or to cover anything. And the issue of Nigeria is unnegotiable. They believe that Nigeria is their own, and you cannot come and dictate to them what to do in Nigeria. That is why the northern leaders, they did the meeting they did, and they are trying to claim that Donald Trump and Israel should not interfere with Nigeria issue. In fact, this issue of Nigeria, it is causing a lot of problem. At the end, somebody will now tell you that Nigeria unity is sacrosanct. Nigeria needs to remain one no matter what. So it is somehow time have come for people to start to understand the foundation and the problem of Nigeria and what Nigeria is facing. Because if people do not rise up on their feet to start defending their self, or to start speaking out on what is happening, everybody will just sit down and everybody will just spy one night. The way all the states in Zamfara, you cannot enter. In Benue, Katsina, Jos, Kaduna, many of them, down to Kwara, eastern states, west, everywhere. They have taken over everything. And once you speak up, the person at the government will be claiming that you are calling for division of Nigeria, that Nigeria is undivisible. And Mazam Kanu have already said all those things, and that is the main reason why they kidnapped him and locked him and sentenced him for life imprisonment, because of he is saying the truth and he is saying the right thing. Instead of the government to tackle the issue, they went on to kidnap him, to close everything about him. But God is now judging every one of them. God is now judging. I would like to hear a comment down below. What do you think about the whole thing happening in Nigeria? Like, subscribe, and make sure you share it with Go around. Let others see the thing that is going on in Nigeria. Thank you for watching.